Said Randy told me at the business meeting there Tuesday night that he had delivered blueprints to you and that you would be working on a estimate for us. Being on the St. Francis Street Committee, we are wanting to try and pursue and how long and how much this project is going to cost. All right, so while I'm talking with them, they finally, each one of them stopped me and said the same thing. We don't have anything from Kennett about St. Francis Street. We have not talked to Randy in a couple of years about a project on St. Francis Street. So, along with that, my next thing is, I went to Mr. Wilson, told him the story. I went to Mr. Palmer, told him the same thing that I was told. Then I went to you, Mr. Mayor, and told you the same story. The only response I ever got out of this aspect was that, well, this has happened in the past with Randy, we'll deal with it. And then from Mr. Mayor was the situation's been handled. If that's the way how a committee gets responded to from a department head, I feel sorry for Mr. Keith over here. It's gonna take him forever to get that telephone pole moved and everything else.
Been trying for 40 years.
I mean, it's been trying for 40 years. Keith, I got to be, I've been, So, along with that, I haven't been trying for 40 years, but I've been trying for, 10 years to get a response out. So, whenever you look at a list of conduct unbecoming of a department head, does that person lie to the public? All right? There's a lot of business owners and landowners sitting here behind me that are here for a reason. They're here because Mr. Carter has told each and every one of them, even after being instructed by Mayor Wheeler at the time, that was city property. He still came to us and said, that was my responsibility. It's not his. That even though he hadn't drawn up blueprints to fix that down to there, it is our responsibility, not the city's. Even though we had letters from MoDOT saying that, yes, it is not MoDOT, it is the city's. We have an ordinance that you brought up from 1953 that stated that property was city ordinance. So whenever you have someone that you call to ask questions to, and you cannot trust that person to give you a legitimate answer and a question, because he is here representing every single one of you. Whenever we cannot sit there and trust what we are getting from our department heads, what good of an employee is that? Okay? 2, now that St. Francis, we've gotten this far on the grant. Other issues we've had with him with sitting in a street department meeting. One, when the St. Francis Street Committee started meeting, we were meeting on the second Tuesday. Because of these roadblocks, we had to switch to start coming all together on the fourth Tuesday, coming together and putting it in with the street department, because we weren't getting anywhere. Okay? Anytime we would ask a question, one of the questions that I asked was trying to find out, are there stormwater drains, are there any drainage running, east and west along St. Francis Street? I was instructed by the council, so where do I go get that? Because Noble and Kenny, we didn't know where to go. So we were instructed to go see like gas and water. Well, I can stand here today and tell you I know where gas lines are, I know where water lines are, I know where electric lines are, and I know where sewer lines are. But there is nothing knowing anything else. Finally, after a couple of months in going and switching our meeting into the actual street department meeting, even though we asked those questions here from this podium, finally, Mr. Carter goes, oh, there are none that are running east and west. They all run north and south right across. So, again, that was one of the roadblocks that, I spent, time going to see like gas and water, calling MoDOT to find out and saying, hey, do you have any idea? They said, no, this is infrastructure. This is nothing that we have to deal with. And so asking those, and finally it took Mr. Palmer here asking that question in the meeting, and Randy finally pops up with the answer. It's like, well, shoot, that'd been nice 2 months ago. I went ahead and spend, phone calls, going to see like gas and water and all this other aspect. And also, just about at that same meeting, that everybody here has been in a supervisory role, or they've owned their own business, correct? Everybody? So, within that, if one of your employees said, Mr. Mayor, you told one of your employees you need 500 postcards made up, here you go. And they said, I'll resign before I do that project. What are you gonna tell them to do? You're gonna tell them to hit the road, Jack. I mean, there's not a business owner here. It's business, it's not personalities. It's a business program, and that's what this city council is. You're running a multi-million-dollar business. And so, at a street department meeting, Mr. Carter picks up his books, sets them down on the table, and looks right at Mr. Palmer and goes, if you put St. Francis Street on my project list to do, I'll resign. I'm sitting there going, do it, do it, do it. I mean, just putting it to his head. And then come to find out at another meeting that I wasn't at with Mr. Shaver, it happened again. So not once, but twice has it happened. So, as business owners, and this is what you're running, you are running a business of the city council. Why would you allow a employee of yours to dictate what he's going to do and not do? All right, so we go through, we get the new blueprints from Met Skelton, and the project continues on. We get through, we find out that we needed to wait for the stormwater from Benton and Associates. We shouldn't have waited on it, but we did. So Met Skelton got all the works done for us back in, and so everything has gone along in a timeline to get to this aspect. And so couple of the questions that I have for the city council is, you know, in the beginning, this was a $605,000 project for every 2 blocks. That was an exorbitant cost. It was more work on those 7 blocks than any other street in the entire city. What other projects has he brought forth to the council that has had a high number to it that it's like, okay, we can't do that right now? So that's a question that, you know, HR is going to need to look at. And I want to go to the employees of the street department and ask them, has Mr. Carter ever asked you to facilitate the cost of something, but use the most expensive products that is out there? Not just Schedule 40 PVC pipe, let's get Schedule 40 with gold inlay. I mean, yes, I know that's outlandish, but you know what? This is what I've been having to deal with for 2 years. All right? And if this is what we are getting from one of our city employees, the citizens, the taxpayers, the business owners, the landowners need to know and understand this. So, another aspect that's been said in several different meetings is that as soon as there was an assistant for Randy, he would get him trained for a few months, then he would retire. All right, well, he's had one for, what, 9 months or better? So he's had one. That's even like here a while back. I didn't go forward and look through it because it had nothing, the notes that Diane gave me had nothing to do with, you know, St. Francis Street. I came up here and, yeah, a little tongue-in-cheek and said, you know what, let's find Randy an assistant. Because, you know, with the statement of, you know, he's going to be gone, he'll retire after a few months of getting that person trained, I'm sitting there, okay, it's time to get that person in here, it's time to get them trained, and it's time to get somebody that the city can actually sit here and trust. So, with all that, I'm asking the city council to open an investigation into conduct unbecoming of a department head. That we, the citizens of Kennett, Missouri, respectfully request the immediate termination of employment and dismissal of office, Street Commissioner Randy Carter. We request this for the following reasons: dereliction of duties, conduct unbecoming a department head and or city employee, misleading of the city council, misleading and lying to citizen, business owners, employers, and taxpayers of Kennett, and lying to the St. Francis Street Committee. All right, I've already spoken with Mr. Nick Weatherwax and Mr. Shaver that I know you asked me for dates. I will give you a few of them, but the biggest part that I want you to do, I want to aggravate you. I want you to have to go and look at those YouTube videos. There is only
I'm
one.
gonna delegate it out.
Okay, delegate it out, okay? There is one glitch that you're gonna find, all right? From 9/1/15 to 11/17/15, the videos are gone. That is right in the middle of all this. That's why I was just, whenever I called Steve earlier today to find out how I get those, it's like, where are they? And so, because, you know, a lot of times whenever I would come up here and I asked a question at almost every single meeting except for 3 for a year. But some of them were not considered questions. That were, the committee is still searching for this information. All right, so was it put in the notes? No. Should it have been on the video? Yeah. So whenever I found out today that, you know what, there's a 2-month block here that's gone. I mean, yes, that is a problem on me that, you know, but most of this stuff on here, like, you know, threatening Mr. Palmer here with resignation, you've got more than my words sitting here that's heard that statement. All right, because I know this is a lot of information for me just to take on my work. That's why I don't want to give you all the dates. I want you to have to go through there and look. And yes, it is going to be aggravating. But I think that's going to be the only way to get the aggravation level close to what we've had to deal with for the past 2 years. And so, one of the things that I did ask a lot of the business owners, I don't have all of them that this is going to affect, but they have signed a petition stating that they would like to see this happen. I did not make a copy of this, hang on. Okay. That I would like to submit this for your recognition to look at, open an investigation, and do the job we voted you to do. Protect this city. That's what we have, that's what each one of us has elected, whether you're Ward 1, Ward 2, 3, 4, 5, or the mayor. We asked you to protect this city and to see it grow. But whenever you have a misconduct of justice like this, that's a problem. So that's why I asked to make sure that the grant was ready, and it was ready to go. Because, you know, there's a lot, you got, you know, Donnie Burke's on there, I'm on there, Bill Estes. You got the Henflings. You got, you know, several businesses down there at Wake Walker, Bell Bonds. There's a lot of business on there. Mark Brown's on there. So all the main businesses down through there, and all of them can say the same thing, that this man has lied to them. And so do you want that man representing you out in the public? I hope that your answer is no. That you do not want him out there. Let Danny take over, and let's get Kennett back to a better spot. So, I know this isn't gonna be my last time up here, but, at least we've come to some sort of an end. The grant is ready to go. Wards 1 and 4 can prosper a little bit, and hopefully, with due diligence on y'all's part, the city of Kennett can improve its employees. Thank you. They're chicken scratching. I mean, it's wrote out, but it's not eloquent. It is nowhere near what Miss Laura back here just read out. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to address the council? Have a motion for the closed session.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Mr. Wright?
Aye.